To learn more about the rise in foreclosures, Karen Borrelli joins us. She is a realtor and president of the Royal Palm Coast Realtor Association. Welcome, Ms. Borrelli. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So let's begin. I want to start with Cape Coral. It was specifically named in the report from Adam with about 1 in 1,700 housing units under a foreclosure filing, according to that report. How concerning is a number like that?
It's really not concerning. Ordinarily, we have about a 1% for houses in foreclosure at all time. And right now, since the beginning of the year, Cape Coral has seen 25 foreclosures with 15 short sales, 11 active and 4 pending foreclosures. So if you take the whole amount of housing in Cape Coral, it's really not that many.
Why do you think, because they looked at the numbers overall statewide and said that they were on the rise, why do you think we're seeing that? Why are foreclosure rates going up?
I think that the way they count the foreclosures and the list pendencies, they tend to count them multiple times because they come off the list pendants and then they go back on the list pendants, and it's the same house that actually never goes to foreclosure.
So explain that list pendants.
List pendants is when you're late on your payments and the bank files for protection for themselves with a list pendants notifying everyone that there's a pending lawsuit on the home.
Okay, so I could perhaps get one, then get caught up, and then fall back behind on payments?
Exactly.
So let's talk specifically about what we're seeing in Cape Coral, because a lot of, Cape Coral has made headlines for the volume of units on the market. I know Realtor.com said that over 6,400 properties were currently listed. How tough a market is it now for sellers there?
So sellers need to be competitive on their price. They need to be realistic on their pricing. We had a huge run up during the COVID years that increased pricing tremendously, and pricing's now come down. So we're not in the market where you could just put your house on the market and it's going to sell. You have to have a prime home in great condition that's priced competitively.
So Ms. Borrelli, let's talk about when we see this increase in inventory in communities like Cape Coral, where some folks are concerned about what the market is doing. Do you think we're looking at simply, the market correcting itself from higher prices, or do you think this is an indicator that there's a problem with the health of our housing market?
I don't think there's a problem with the health of the housing market. I think there was a problem with the high prices of the housing market. So people were priced out of the market for affordable housing. And what we're seeing now is a lot more affordable housing coming into the market. So I think that the prices ran up so much during COVID that they had no choice but to come down and adjust.
What does this mean for buyers?
It's great for buyers. Mm-hmm. Buyers can get a great house at a great price. Builders are offering incentives. They're paying down towards closing costs. The costs of the homes are reasonable. Brand new homes for the low $300,000, you can buy them all day long.
And would you say that houses are selling enough or at a pace rapid enough to kind of make up for this, I'll say, oversupply of homes?
Right.
Like, how long will this take to sort of have this balance between inventory and sales kind of come into check?
Right. So right now we have about 7.6 months supply of inventory on the market. The number of sales are actually very similar to the number of sales we have every year. So it's more inventory, but with the same number of sales.
For Southwest Floridians who kind of counted on this community being a home for folks who come in seasonally, maybe they rented out properties or they were looking to sell to, snowbirds, as we call them. Do we think that this area will continue to be a haven for snowbirds always? I know, some folks, when we did a story recently on condos, talked about, the concern about hurricanes, and others talked about the high cost of, I'm thinking condos right now, but the high cost, for instance, of these association fees. Do you see our community staying a hot spot for seasonal residents?
I see a lot of people who are still wanting to come down here. They want to enjoy the great weather, the beautiful beaches, the golf courses, and just the lifestyle.
Okay. We have seen some folks drawing comparisons to the market crash in 2008, especially hit hard here to the state of Florida. And we know Lee County set records back then. I think it was a 12% foreclosure rate back then. Are these comparisons with 2008 reasonable comparisons?
Absolutely not. They're very unreasonable comparisons. Back in 2008, that more had to do with the lenders and them issuing loans to just about to anyone really who applied. We also had builders that were building on spec for as little as $1,000 down.
Wow.
So, and that's what happened when people couldn't make their payments. Back then, in 2008, there were over 20 months of inventory of homes, and an average day on the market stretched into the hundreds. Today, we're 7.6 months of inventory and 60 days on the market.
So comparison, in your view, is not realistic, and you think the market is healthy. It's just correcting itself.
Exactly.
Okay. What is your advice to anyone who's either thinking about buying a home or selling a home right now?
I think every buyer out there should get on a flight tomorrow and come here and purchase a home. I think the prices are fantastic. It's a great time to buy. For sellers, there's still buyers out there looking to purchase. It's just you have to be realistic on your pricing.
All right, Ms. Borrelli, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate you joining us.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching. We've got more great content for you, from news to the arts to the environment. So be sure to like and subscribe to WGCU's YouTube channel and follow us on our social media platforms for the stories that matter to you.